Welcome back to Doug's Basement Workshop.
Today, we are going to be picking on my brother and my father. We are all gardeners, and I thought I would help them out by making them some stakes for their garden. So, this material is Luan, and we have found that it doesn't always cut very well. It's got huge voids in it. And quite often we just have had a ton of issues with it. You see I have these black lines drawn on it, and I'll show you when I do my in-person part with me what those black lines are and how we made them. We find it's great for testing out stuff, for making projects and testing stuff that we're going to be working on. We don't use it for final product. It tends to ash really bad. The soot on the side is horrible, and it's just not been a material that we've really been in love with for sellable products. But it's great. It's cheap for us to do other projects with. So we're going to make a couple of little marker stakes here for my brother's garden and for my dad. And I figured this would be a good use of this material since I really don't care what the quality is. We're just going to stick them out in the gardens as a joke. So if you can't really see these, it might be dead, staying alive. Who knows? No idea. Dead. Something green. Mystery plant. Now, this pack that I bought off of Etsy comes with the actual names of spices and herbs and all kinds of vegetables and stuff that you can plant. These are just the funny ones. Yes, I will be making them some ones that are actually useful for their garden. But I have that tendency, as we're all a bunch of guys and he is my brother, to make fun of and mock him once in a great while because, well, that's what brothers do. So, we're going to run these off and see how they come out. See if the Luan actually cuts today, or if it's one of those days working with Luan where I just feel like I'm completely frustrated and wasting my time. I have learned lately that working with all of this press board that my laser's getting gunked up really fast. So I just cleaned the laser. I know it may not look like it on camera, but I cleaned all the important parts. And hopefully this is going to work well with it being a freshly cleaned, everything's ready to go laser. So we're looking at around 8 minutes. And yeah, I know, I just canceled it. 8 minutes, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them set up. And these are just cuts, so they are pretty quick, but there are a lot of very fine cuts that have to happen in there. Alright, let's go check this out and see how it comes out of the laser. Alright, they actually came off really well this time. As you can see, they popped out pretty clean, nice and easy. That has not always been our experience with working with Luan. Quite often they don't come off well at all. I will throw some pictures up there for you. Now our first thought was to do these on popsicle sticks, and it worked okay, but I think what we're going to end up doing is just putting words on the popsicle sticks instead of trying to cut them out and engrave them. While it cut and engraved, or it cut well and everything worked fine, we made a little jig to put them in. The popsicle stick is just a little bit too thin of a material for us to cut it and then have the words, the letters not snap off when we do it. I'm not a big fan of using the plywood in a garden long term. One, plywood when it gets wet, and our Baltic birch and the Luan like I used today is a plywood. It's going to get wet, it's going to flake apart, and it's going to fall apart over time. The popsicle stick should not do that. So we're just going to engrave. We're not going to point the ends. Do you need a pointed end? If you're working in soil that you're planting that you can't shove a popsicle stick in without breaking it, we need to have a talk about what kind of soil you're planting in. I'm in the north, I could plant a rock in my yard and grow a mountain. I have great soil here. Maybe if you're having clay or a really rocky soil, it might be more of an issue. But where I live, a popsicle stick will work just fine. This will be great for the farmer's market. So I am going to be soliciting my niece to go out and plant these in the yard, or stick these in the garden and the yard around my brother's house, because I am evil and his little brother, and he's too far away for me to do this. So I'm going to mail this to my niece and solicit her help in tormenting my big brother. Alright, remember, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Have fun and laser on.